Hi, I'm TJ Chambers, ADHD Smart Guy from ADHDawareness.com, and I'm going to talk to you about what is the difference between ADD and ADHD. Now, ADD was a term that was used to describe attention deficit disorder, mainly just people that have problems with concentrating, focus, problems with their attention, maybe impulsivity. And ADHD was a term that was used to describe people that had the same symptoms but also had a hyperactivity problem. So they couldn't sit still, always moving, fidgeting, bouncing off the walls, as they say. So they're always running around, have lots and lots of energy, can't really sleep. So that's what the term was to describe the hyperactivity part. So most people still use that. They say, I have ADD but not ADHD. But that was actually changed. So in 1980, the Diagnostic Statistic Manual, which is used by doctors when they want to diagnose someone, it has the requirements or symptoms of different disorders and diseases they look through, and they see if people meet certain criteria for a certain disorder. Like ADHD, they'll say, okay, do they show these symptoms for this amount of time, be after this age? And so what happened was in 1987, they made a change. So instead of having ADD and then ADHD, they changed it to make it just ADHD. So they pretty much did away with ADD, that term. And they created ADHD with subtypes. So yeah, the first subtype is that someone's predominantly inattentive. So they just have some concentration problems, some focus problems. And then the other type, which is predominantly hyperactive and impulsive. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of hyperactivity, a lot of fidgeting, can't sit still in the seat, running around the room, screaming, or whatever you might see. And then also with the impulsivity, just driven to do things. And then they had the combined type. So you either have predominantly inattentive or you have predominantly hyperactivity impulsive. And then they have the combined type, which is you're inattentive and you're hyperactive and you're impulsive. So that means you have all of those symptoms. So that's pretty much, there is no difference anymore really when you look at it through the medical institutions, that there's no difference between ADD and ADHD because there is no such thing anymore as ADD, even though non-medical people use it, just everyday people, to describe it. So it's just ADHD and the three types, and that's pretty much it. And so for any more information and help, really good resources, my website is ADHDawareness.com, and you can read about this information also on my website, the difference between ADD and ADHD, and so check that out.